Any age gates that have been implemented, they go right past them.
When you go to a site and it'd be like, this site is for adults. Are you an adult?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Level Heads. My name is Malik Forte, and today I'm joined by three prestigious black figures in the video game landscape. I'd like to welcome Storymode Bae, Dr. Dexter Thomas Jr., and Ify Nwadiwe to the panel. What's happening, y'all?
Yo.
Hey.
Doing good, y'all. All right, hell yeah. Let me say much respect to the three of you for everything that you guys do in the video game landscape to push the culture forward, man. Y'all be grinding. Much respect.
It's so nice. Thank you.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, for everyone out there watching, let me tell you how this is going to go down. These three are going to be debating 5 topics. They'll each get 45 seconds to holler at me, and I'll award points to the more compelling arguments. Each player gets one hold-up, and this allows them to interrupt and counter another player's argument for 15 seconds. At the end of 5 rounds, whoever has the most points wins, and they'll get 45 seconds to talk that talk as the most level-headed gamer on the panel. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Currently, HBO's highly anticipated adaptation of The Last of Us is in production, and the internet has been pretty universally supportive of the casting of Chilean-American Pedro Pascal as the title's lead protagonist, Joel Miller. And if y'all remember, it was previously rumored that Mahershala Ali was courting the role before losing out to Pascal. We all know that would have not worked out. People would have been super mad about that. So the question is, why did this race swap succeed when others have failed? Let's get this one jumping off with Ify. What's your take on this?
I think it's a two-pronged reason. I think first off, you have, Pedro, who is more white passing, and then also a bonus thing, white nerds are already, fanning out over him because he was the Mandalorian. I mean, we all know there's nothing that scares a white nerd more than being forced to like a black person. So that's what was up in danger. They saw Mahershala, they got shook, and I think people feared the change of like what that would mean. And now you got Pedro, who's like kind of everyone's favorite celebrity. So I think that he's in that beautiful space where like he's a Latinx Chilean actor but also looks white enough.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of checks all the boxes for what people need, right? And then, man, just to call out to like all the other nerdy pop culture things that he's been a part of, he's obviously a face that a lot of nerds like to see. So some good points there. If you got 4 points in that first round, it's a pretty high scoring round, I must say. I'm not polite giving out these points. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. Storymode Bae, you're next. Give me your take.
Wow. I mean, Ify kind of said everything that I was going to say. Yeah, I feel like it has a lot to do with racism in these industries. I mean, you saw how people acted when they announced that there was going to be a Black Little Mermaid. Now, I also want to say for the record, none of these characters exist in real life, so it's okay to have someone represent someone else of a different race, especially if they're not even real to begin with. I just think with Pedro, yeah, he's more white passing than Mahershala is. And I feel like gamers feel like they can see Joel in him versus the latter. So I feel like Mahershala would have killed it, but whatever. Nerds don't do what they do.
No, I agree. I think Mahershala would have murdered that role. No pun intended, because I know this is The Last of Us and we know what happens to Joel. But yeah, that was a good one. Dang, another good round, man. That was solid. Tough acts to follow, Dex, but it's on you now. What's your take?
A tough act to follow, man, because I really feel like a lot of this was said. What is it that people get upset about? Why is it people getting upset about, a white character who, again, is not real being turned into potentially a black person? Unfortunately, specifically within, the United States, a lot of white folks feel like something is being taken away from them. I don't want to get too deep into it, but think about, Make America Great Again. For whom, right? Where does this come from? And unfortunately, a lot of the nerds who feel like they're being marginalized anyway, they also get into it where they really do feel like, oh my gosh, somebody's taking something away from me. My nerd culture, how dare you do this to me? Yeah. It's sad, but that's how it happens.
That's great points. Great points, man. Bringing in the MAGA, that pretty much is what that movement is about. 100%. Like, You're taking away my privilege. What you doing, man? Right. 100%. All right. Yo, man, that was another solid round, man. Dang, y'all started off with a bang. And one more thing that I want to say before we move on is there's been a ton of very bad casting in these video game movies that have been completely disrespectful to whatever the color of the original character is. I give an extra point, a bonus point, to anybody who could just name one movie that they did that in, a video game movie. I'll give you a clue. Think of Ubisoft games.
Ah, yes. We were talking about the whitewashing in the Assassin's Creed movie. Because I was thinking about the whitewashing of Donkey Kong. Like, I get why they didn't want to make him black, but I mean, if you watch the Donkey Kong Country, everyone is black coated.
Yeah.
His brother got a do-rag. Yeah, you know, but I get why you don't want to do it, but I'm like, I needed that though, you know? Like, let me go.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, with the bonus point, Ify takes the lead, so he's up 5. I was also expecting Prince of Persia. I thought somebody was going to throw that one on there, but Assassin's Creed, another game where that happened for sure. So up next, recently, Riot Games announced that with its upcoming patch to League of Legends, it will be disabling all chat and match-made queues. With features such as global voice chat being left out of new titles, games are increasingly restricting communication between players due to verbal abuse. So, are you for the censorship or against it? We're going to start with you this time, Storymode Bae. What is your take?
I say turn it off. I'm not here for it. Honestly, I don't play online games unless I'm playing with my friends because I don't want to be called the N-word as soon as I logged on. I played Roblox the other day, which is supposed to be made of like 13-year-olds. And I got all kinds of slurs my way. Like, no, turn it off unless you can find a way to regulate it and make it safe for everyone. I just don't think it's fair. I don't know how they would regulate it, and maybe that's what makes it easier just to nip it in the bud and censor it altogether, if you want to call it censorship. But yeah, turn it all the way off. I'm cool with that.
Did you say Roblox?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I said not the 13-year-old kids calling me all types of N-words. What is this? Yes.
That's who's going to call you that.
You went into their zone. Yeah. So I can't even be mad at them actually, because you went to the farm of future Call of Duty players.
Two things. First of all, what are parents doing? My next thing is, too, what is going on Roblox? Because I just saw that they banned kissing and hugging in the game and hand-holding.
I don't know about all that. It was my first time playing and my last time playing. I just wanted to play Squid Games. That's it. That's all I came for. That's
it. Yeah, right, because they have all the Squid Game games in there. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'll tell you why they did it, because there's creepy dudes on there who are like 40 years old who are holding hands with kids in the game. So they took all acts of romance out of Roblox. So that's what. So that added with what you just told us, Storymode Bae. I'm like, what's going on, man? Is Roblox like the game to play? I don't know. I don't know about that one. All right, we're gonna keep it moving though on this subject of all chat and League of Legends. Dexter, you're up, or Dr. Dexter. Let me put some respect on your name.
Come on, Doctor. Come on.
All right. So look. I mean, I think what we have to go with this is, why is this happening and why is it happening now, right? Why didn't this happen 10 years ago? Why was it when you got into Xbox Live, your first experience was getting called the N-word by some 13-year-old Wisconsin, right? And the reason was very simply because the people who were making the games were not the sort of people who would get called slurs, right? It was a bunch of white dudes. Period, point blank, right? What's happening now? Why are they doing it now? They're starting to realize that more of us are becoming vocal about it, and they're also realizing that if they don't do something, they are not going to be regulating. They are going to get regulated by the government. None of these companies want that. They're actually extremely afraid of that, and so they're just turning it off until their innovation, they can get creative and figure something out to do about it.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Like, I never really thought about what would happen if the government stepped in. Yo, Ify, man, tell us what your take is on this all chat stuff, though.
I'm against it, much for the same reason everyone here, might be for it. This is a Band-Aid, and I'm not gonna pretend like I don't know that there are systems at place. When you report someone for anything else, you have those chat logs. See, the problem that we're having here is no one wants to be the bigger person and do it. Everyone's afraid of losing that user base, because let's be real, let's admit it, if we start banning people for the N-word, there's going to be a huge purge in a lot of these games because a lot of people are doing it. Now, I'm not necessarily going to say that a lot of people are doing it because they're specifically racist. I think a lot of people are doing it because they can get away with it. And a lot of people are doing it to troll, and because of that, it makes it a larger problem. So I don't need a Band-Aid. I need solutions. Don't disable it. Keep it open. Deal with that, and then we'll deal with that.
Okay. Yeah. That's 100%. I see it. Like, what's the point in touching it if you aren't going to completely eradicate the problem?
Yeah.
Man, all right. This one is a lot tougher than our first episode because you guys are all knotted up at 7 after 2 rounds. Everybody's making really good points here. All right, on to our next story. Halloween is here, and there were a lot of costumes out there inspired by Asian characters like Marvel's Shang-Chi. So what I want to know is, in this evolving PC culture, as a black person, if we were to dress up as an Asian character for Halloween or Comic-Con, is this cultural appropriation or just a harmless costume? Dex, we got 45 seconds on the clock for you to start on this one. What's your take?
Okay, man, I'm gonna go into my research real quick, right? So, okay, look, I spent a bunch of time in Japan hanging out with a bunch of Japanese rappers. Would I be angry that they're making this music? Absolutely not, because there's a lot of amazing music to be experienced from that, right? Now, do I draw a line somewhere? You know, if they want to wear similar clothes to me, cool, right? You start, making your face darker, we have an issue, right? I think it is entirely possible and even appropriate to say, yo, here is something maybe that you dig. Great, I dig it too. If you're not modifying your body or doing something that's actively disrespectful, again, this is a fake character that, I think really anybody can appreciate, anybody can participate in. I don't think there's an issue with that.
All right, cool, man. Oh, that actually sounds awesome.
I'd like to use my hold up.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna need you to explain those Asian rappers and what they dress like. Let me visualize that.
Okay, I mean, sure. And so basically, I mean, anybody who's involved in hip hop, I think they're probably tending to look at the source, which is in general in the United States, especially, in years past. And yeah, if somebody's wearing fitteds, you saw a lot of Japanese cats wearing fitteds. You saw a lot of people wearing dunks. You saw a lot of people wearing J's. You saw a lot of Japanese people wear J's. Never at any point felt disrespectful to me. All right. Some people may disagree. That's cool, but that was me.
All right, that's your time, Dex. That's your time right there. And interesting. That was an interesting time. I've never seen anyone use the hold up like that. That was very interesting, Ify. But thank you for the context.
I'm an innovator.
There you go. Breaking the mold.
Always on the frontiers. I love it. All right, Ify, you're up next.
All right, I'm glad I did the hold up because that's going to help me with what I need to say.
Yes.
Because Dr. Dexter is right. I think there's a difference between appropriation and appreciation. And to use his same example, you have that with the hip hop culture. Appropriation would be to, throw on the grills, make your hair look like you got dreads and all that. But if you're wearing the same style, you're just kind of living within the culture. So much so that you had Pharrell go out to Japan, meet Nigo, get put on bait, then he comes out here and makes BBC. So that is that appreciation creating something new in the black culture. Because from that, you have Soulja Boy wearing bait, and then we all know how that went. So I think that's the difference, is making sure you're focusing on the character and not doing actual traditional garb out of place just to be quote unquote Asian.
Yeah. I think that definitely is a fine line between appreciation and appropriation, and understanding those little nuances is so important. When you really want to get out here and culturally exchange with other cultures. All right, Storymode Bae, it's your turn now.
Okay.
Tell us your thoughts. What's your take on this?
I mean, I'm not all the way upset about it. The points that were made earlier that really resonate with me, it's an issue for me when someone is dressing and modifying their body to look like that character. You don't need to do blackface in order to get your point across or anything like that. And I feel like that's where a lot of people have it confused, because yet and still in 2021, we still have people doing blackface and saying, no, I'm trying to be like the character. No, you don't have to do that at all. You can still get your point across. I'm not upset about other people, using black culture and black style and things like that. But don't forget where it came from either. Don't try to bite it like it was your own. That's what I have an issue with, when you try to take our style and say, oh no, I did this first. Do your research.
Yeah, trying to take all the credit and all the glory. Nah, that's our glory. Thank you very much. Put some respect on us. All right. I love it. Dang, man. Y'all making this too hard for me, man. We are all tied up at the end of 3 rounds. So many good points. I mean, these are very loaded topics, and of course, you guys are well equipped to talk about all of these things. So, yeah, man, with that, we're going to move on to the next topic. Maybe a little bit more lighthearted than the other things we've talked about. Over the last few years, there's been a huge increase in fashion and gaming collabs with brands like Louis Vuitton appearing in League of Legends, Marc Jacobs in Animal Crossing, and Balenciaga in Fortnite. Are you for or against fashion in gaming? Is dropping your hard-earned cash on your favorite clothing brand a cool new way to express yourselves in the digital landscape? Or is it just another lame way for corporations to clout chase and hook gamers in with their advertisements? Ify, we're gonna let you go first. What's your take on this?
I'm so glad I get to kick this off. I mean, if you've been watching the gaming community, this is a train that was gonna collide any moment now. Even in the past 5 years of TwitchCon, I went from being the only dude rocking the Yeezys. I mean, save for your Maliks and save for the black people. I've been the only dude rocking like the Yeezys, the fits, and all this. Till like the last time I was at TwitchCon in person, everyone had kicks on, everyone had, which is great because I had a sneaker show on Twitch, but like it just blew up, and I'm talking about wearing off-white and all that. So now that the two are, I mean, I would say that was like 100 Thieves and FaZe's thing, is kind of implementing streetwear culture into their brand and making them explode that way. So this is unsurprising, and it's exciting, and it's just another way to flex while you game.
All right, I like it. How did you feel about that 100 Thieves? What was it, a backpack that they had?
Oh yeah,
it was a Gucci backpack. How did you guys feel about that? Was it?
I don't get it.
The hardest thing for me is like, as someone who like watches esports, I do have a team, you know, and 100 Thieves ain't mine, so y'all can make some tight stuff, but I'm not gonna copy it unless y'all want to sign me. Then we can. Then that changes the conversation. But until then, you know, I'm still a Fanatics boy.
100 Thieves, y'all heard that, right?
Yeah. Y'all can take me from being a Fanatics fan by signing.
100%. All right, Storymode Bae, we're gonna let you weigh in on this next. Tell me your thoughts.
I am here for collaborations that make sense. Fortnite and Balenciaga, who is that for? Who is the target demographic? That's what confuses me the most. What was the other brand? It was Louis Vuitton and who?
We had League of Legends and Louis Vuitton.
And we only get one holdup, right?
But yes. Before you hold up, I'm just confused on who the target demographic is and who's supposed to be buying these things. Say if it was a collaboration with streetwear that most gamers do wear, like Nike, Adidas, Champion even, that kind of registers more in my head instead of these super, super high-end brands saying, oh, gaming looks cool, let me just jump in and see what I could do with it. So these higher-end fashion brands jumping into gaming, I don't know. Who is supposed to buy this?
First off, most folks are on console, playing games on console because they can't afford high-end PCs. And so with that being said, why are you marketing these high-end brands that a lot of people probably can't afford, just like they can't afford a PC? If they could, they'd probably buy a PC first. You know what I mean? So, all right, Dex, you are up, man. You're the last to weigh in on this, man. Tell us what you think about these fashion and gaming collabs.
I gotta break my brother and sister here. Get that shit out of my game.
Come on.
God, what are you doing? What are you doing? Here's what it shows for me. Look, I don't want to get into semiotics and all that sort of stuff, but look, when you study media culture, right? When you study media, you realize what companies use symbols to mean, right? These symbols are, Louis Vuitton. Rich people don't need to have Louis Vuitton because they're already rich. This is for people who are not rich, who want to appear to be rich. And so these are symbols, right? But the kids don't care about those symbols because those Louis Vuitton symbols don't mean anything to them yet. What means things to them is, their score, right? Or other emotes in the game or other things. And what these companies are realizing is, oh my gosh, we've been selling meaningless things for years now. These kids like meaningless things that point to other status symbols. We need to get in on that. And they're running 5 years, 10 years behind the game. It's pathetic.
All right. Yo, that's real. Across those first 4 rounds, Dexter, with that compelling argument of his, has pulled ahead with 15 points. Ify and Storymode Bae right behind him, tied with 13. I think this last one is going to definitely be a toss-up, though. Back in March of this year, Nintendo opened their first theme park, Super Nintendo World, at Universal Studios Japan, with a section dedicated to Mario. It's already been announced that Super Nintendo World will be coming to the US in 2025 to Universal Studios Orlando and Hollywood. But I want y'all to imagine for a moment that Super Nintendo World was opening in a predominantly black community, like my home, Atlanta. What attractions should they include to cater to the black audience? This is the last round, so make these points sharp, okay? Storymode Bae, you're up first. What's your take on this?
This is very easy for me. I want to see an attraction with milk crates. Now, as you guys know, a couple of weeks/months ago, the milk crate trend was taking over social media. I want to see it happen. I don't know about you guys. I feel like I could clear the crates, but I probably couldn't. So if we did that like in a theme park style attraction, we can make it like family friendly, put like a ball pit underneath or like some foam so you don't really bust your head open. I would also like to see an attraction for maybe spades, perhaps. Or maybe teach me how to play spades, because every time I try to have someone teach me, it's like, oh no, you don't know how to. Yeah, I would say spades, and I would say a milk crate challenge of sorts.
You are gonna get Nintendo sued, and we are not gonna play any games ever because somebody's gonna break their neck on the first day.
That's why you put the foam underneath.
Yeah, a ball pit or something. That's cool.
But you're still gonna break your ankle playing that.
Yeah, and at the end, you don't have to make it down. You just got to jump off the highest one and grab a flag.
See, you see the vision. You see the vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you also don't have to worry about anybody kicking the crates from under you.
Yeah,
that. All right. Well, that was a good one. That gave you a lot of points, especially the spades idea at the end there. Dex, you're up next, man. Give me your thoughts, man. Give me your pitch. What you thinking for some black attractions at a theme park?
Wow. Disneyland, right? Mm-hmm. They always have the characters walking around. Look, opening day needs to have the Migos. Just opening day needs to have the Migos. I need to see Offset in the Mario cap. I need to see, I need to have Luigi in there. Migos should be opening the first day, right? And there should 100% be, with Atlanta being how big it is in hip hop culture, right? And video games being how heavily they have influenced. I think definitely you have to use that. You have to leverage that. You have to be bringing in hip hop artists, local hip hop artists, and just, I want to see Outkast in there. You know what I mean? I want to see like Andre 3000 being Waluigi or Bowser or something like that. Just do weird stuff, but you got to do it. You got to do it.
Don't do 3 stacks like that, bro.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Maybe he could just walk around and play his flute. I'll be happy with that.
I would take that. Maybe I just want to see Andre 3000 do anything. Maybe that's what it is. That could be it.
Word up. All right, Ify, you're up next, man. You're the last one. So you got an open canvas right now, bro.
I'm just going to make it come full circle because, I think we're talking about theme parks. We're talking about a lot of attractions. But, as a Disneyland connoisseur, as someone who used to work at Disneyland, the thing that really brings a theme park together are its stage shows. And so that's why we need Donkey Kong Country Live with the opening theme redone by Metro Boomin.
Now.
Because that theme already slapped. And then we're going to get Metro Boomin to do the remix. And I'm talking about the whole family. We bringing out his brother with the do-rag and all that. We're going to get the sponsorship deals locked. It's going to be great.
Hold on. So this is exactly what I'm talking about, though.
Okay.
This is where you got to bring on the Migos. This is where you got to bring on everybody. And don't limit it to Atlanta, right? You got to have, you got to franchise it, right? You got to do a version in New York with Dipset.
Okay.
Yeah,
right, you gotta have Nintendo New York, right? You gotta do that. You have to bring Snoop out for LA.
Of
you
course.
have
to. Of course.
Right, and so this needs to be done properly. So I agree with you, but I had to stop.
As a matter of fact, instead of Metro Boomin, it's gonna be that guy on the TikTok who keeps doing like different neighborhood versions of theme songs.
Yes.
He's gonna theme it to wherever the park is. So
yes.
We'll have the Long Beach
I will
version,
take
the
that.
Atlanta version, the New York version.
Okay.
The regions.
He's the creative
Okay.
director.
Yeah.
Yes, I wish I remember his name, but yes, bring him on
Yeah.
as creative director.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, can we also bring back the Tupac hologram that was shown at Coachella? Can we have that at the front, just right at the gate opening? Is that too much to ask?
That's gonna be traumatic.
Okay.
No, we can't
Okay,
do
fair.
that.
Okay, fair. I just had to ask.
Yo, all right. At the end of 5 rounds, we got Storymode Bae and Dexter sitting at 17, and Ify with that compelling pitch at the end sitting at 18, which means our winner today is Ify. Congratulations to you. You're the level-headed gamer of the bunch today. You have 45 seconds to give the people a victory speech. The floor is yours, homie.
I think based on everything we talked about today, I want to use my 45 seconds to say, be the better gamer, be the person you want to be partied with. When we got into the N-word discussion, nothing reminds me more of this time I was in Rainbow Six Siege. This kid was calling someone the N-word, and this kid who was younger was like, you're not supposed to say that. And he was trying to explain to the kid where he's like, no, because it takes the power out the word. And I was like, hey, how you doing? Black person speaking. I can tell by your voice you're not black. So you should know you have no say in this matter. Kid, you're on the right path. Don't let this dork get you all mixed up on the wrong. You on the right path. Stay on it. You'll be a great gamer. This kid won't be playing this game long because I'm reporting him. And that's what it is. Be the better gamer.
I love it, man. A good message, a heartwarming message.
Yeah, man.
Great way to end this, man. I love it. That does it for Level Heads. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. Thank you to the panel. And remember, guys, to like, subscribe to Gaming While Black. And tell us what you thought about today's discussions in the comments, please. And on that note, we're out of here. Peace.